We're going to go over 3 effective foam roller exercises for sciatica. I've got this rumble roller. It has the knobs. You don't need that, honestly. These will probably work better just with a traditional foam roller that's smooth, no knobs. This is just what I have laying around here in the clinic today. Most people, when they're trying to use the foam roll for sciatica, they're going to be rolling the nerve pathway, back there where the nerve runs through the hamstring, the buttock, where it runs through the glute. I'm not a big fan of this because you're compressing the nerve and it's already irritable, and that can actually irritate it more. Now there's a small subset of people that that's going to help, but in my experience, the majority of people I see, if I'm hammering the sciatic nerve with a foam roll, it's actually going to make the symptoms worse. And even if it does reduce the pain, it's for a short period, and then that pain rebounds and is right back. So we're going to not roll the nerve directly. We're going to talk about rolling the hip flexors. And you say, well, why are we going to roll the hip flexors? Well, a lot of times the hip flexors are tight on people just because of the world we live in now. We're in a seated position a lot of the time, and those hip flexors tighten up. That can actually cause more compression through the spine, can exacerbate sciatica symptoms. So opening up those hips, rolling the hip flexors can take some of that load off the spine, which helps with pain. We're also going to talk about rolling the bottom of the foot. Again, you say, why would I roll the bottom of my foot? It hurts in the back of my leg. There's a fascial plane that comes from the bottom of your foot all the way up, and loosening up the fascia on the bottom of your foot actually allows you to have more mobility through that upper leg, through your calf, your hamstring, all the way up to the glute, and that can actually help reduce some of the tension through the nerve. So that's why that can be effective. And then we're just going to look at thoracic extension, and that's not so much rolling fascia or a muscle, it's just getting extension through the thoracic spine, which translates down to the lumbar spine, which a lot of people with sciatica do well with lumbar extension. So those are the 3 moves we're going to cover today. So rolling the hip flexors, I'm going to show you on my treatment table just so you can see me, so I'm not on the ground, but you usually do this on the floor. You want to get that foam roll right up in the groin. So if I'm doing my right side here, I'm going to get that thing right up in my groin and just find those tender spots and just roll it. And you just use body weight to suddenly change the force. And you start from that groin and go down to about mid-thigh and look for spots. Spend a minute or 2 on one side and then switch to the other. A lot of times you'll notice after opening up those hip flexors, rolling them, you'll feel like you can stand up straighter, and you'll feel like less kind of strain or compression through your lumbar area, and that can be really beneficial if you have sciatica. Rolling the bottom of the foot, super straightforward. I'm showing you with a foam roll. You can use a tennis ball, a racquetball, a lacrosse ball, but literally just getting on the bottom of the foot. This one's interesting. A lot of times, like if you want to just, if you're interested in this sort of thing, you can say, oh, bend forward, boom, my sciatic pain's worse, I can feel it. You kind of note how far you go. You can roll the bottom of the foot on whatever side your sciatic symptoms are on, a minute or 2, get back up and retest it, and a lot of times it'll improve, it'll be better. You'll be able to go farther with less increase in sciatic pain. Not always, but a lot of times, and that just shows you, it kind of reinforces the fact that that's going to help, it's going to be beneficial. You don't have to sit to do it either, you can do it standing. So really simple, straightforward. Thoracic extension, this one, you just put that roll back between your shoulder blades, you support your neck, and you just roll back. So this one, you're not actually rolling up and down, you're using the roll as a fulcrum to extend your spine. And that extension is oftentimes beneficial when you have sciatica that's caused by a herniated lumbar disc. So you could do a couple sets of 10, 12, get that thoracic extension, and a lot of times that's beneficial too. So those are the 3 foam roll exercises I would start with if you have sciatica, opposed to rolling the buttock, glute, hamstring, where that nerve comes through. I would do those 3 first. Tends to work better long term and give people more lasting relief than rolling the nerve directly.